think that might be my cue. Hi. Hi. Um, my name is Pepper, and I also go by Scarlet Usagi online on literally everything. Uh, so today I'm going to talk about the importance of being confident on stage, which, from a performance standpoint, I am a very, very seasoned performer. You might be asking yourself, who is this crazy lady dressed as Lumine from Genshin Impact talking to you about performing as, idols and masquerades and stuff. Let's see. So this is a quick self-intro. This is a quick self-intro for me. Not only am I a seasoned cosplayer, I also have 12 plus experience in the performing arts. I graduated close to top of my class at Salem High School during their theater academy, and I went to college for theater as well. I have over 10 awards in masquerades at cons, including, but not limited to, Katsu, NekoCon, hopefully Otakon, crossing my fingers for next week. And a bunch of other smaller cons around the area. And I've won Best in Show twice. So I like to think that I know what I'm talking about. That's the fun part. I usually specialize in idol performances and idol cosplay, so that's the standpoint that I'm coming at this from. However, since I have been on stage for masquerades multiple times, I feel like I am able to discuss the whole performance aspect of it. I won't get into craftsmanship because that is not my territory. But I also have advanced placement categories automatically in all masquerades that I perform in. So I have to perform a very high level, which is, always fun. Maybe? Okay, so the big question is, what is confidence anyway? And why is it important? For cosplayers, for performing, for competing in competitions, why would it be, crucial or important? So in the context of this presentation, because confidence does have a dictionary definition, I didn't put it on here because it doesn't apply to this. And that's okay. So it's being able to break away from who you are and become the character that you're performing as. Meaning, like, drop any kind of, worries or stress or whatever and just become the person that you're on stage as. Not necessarily what I'm doing right now, but when it comes to the performance aspect of it, that's what you want to do. That is the goal, in my opinion, anyway. So, I'm going to say so a lot. I prepared all of this on my phone, but I don't want to sit here and be like this the whole time. So, you know what? We're going. It's okay. So, confidence is being able to perform in front of a crowd of over 500 people as a silly anime idol girl, which is something I'm shocked that not a whole lot of people want to do. I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. Just get up on stage and dance in a skirt. Like, why wouldn't you want to do that? That's my idea of fun. I don't know about anybody else. But confidence is also performing with aspects that you wouldn't have planned for. So back in January of last year, I performed at Ichiban Con, which is in North Carolina. We did this on, I think, 36 hours straight of not sleeping. And we got up on stage, and our audio had been adjusted to 0.5 speed instead of the actual audio that we were practicing with. We had no idea this was going to happen. None of this is edited. And it's just something I'm very proud of, so hopefully the audio works.
We're gonna keep it rolling. So right now, Volare Idols presents Dreamland Dream World. Welcome to Azunaland, a magical place full of fantasy and wonder. Your guides today feature Setsuna and Ayumu. Please. This Genshin thing is out of control. Welcome, Volare Idols as Azuma.
This was gonna be happening, and I just kind of had to go for it. So that is 0.5, whatever the measurement is, faster than what the original song is supposed to be. And that's probably one of There we go. Okay. I was like, we're not going to do that again. I'll make y'all watch it once. I won't make you do it again. So with that was probably simultaneously one of my proudest moments and also one of my most uncomfortable. Which brings me to my personal definition of what confidence is. And that is the act of being comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's not easy to get up on stage in front of people and do really anything, much less perform. Performance is hard. Getting up on stage is hard, and that's okay. The important thing is you have to be okay with not being super okay with it, and that's the fun part, to me at least. Again, there's dictionary definitions. There's people who study this for a living. This is coming from, me. So let's talk masquerades. This is my idol group, Volare Idols. I'm very proud of my babies. I love them. I adore them very, very much. If you came to NecoCon this past year, we placed Best in Show, which was super, super, super cool for our performance of Revenge from a idol anime called Zombieland Saga. It's very good. It's very funny. It's not super idly, so if you're just into the comedy aspect of anime, it's a great show for you. This was a lot of fun. But the only way that we could do this was, of course, being confident on stage with everything. I won't play the performance because that is copyright. The other one wasn't, but for some reason, YouTube doesn't like this. And I think it might have dodged it because the other one was 1.5 speed. Like, it was way faster than it was supposed to be. So that's probably why it dodged it. But masquerades. It happens at every con. They're also known as cosplay contests. Depending on where you go, sometimes they don't allow performances, sometimes they do. When they do allow performances, though, that's my expertise. That's what I know how to do. So there's a couple of things that you're going to feel when you get on stage at a masquerade. One of those things being goofy. Silly even, perhaps. I don't know. I do. I've been there. I do know. But that's okay. It's part of the fun. Getting on stage is super, super, super nerve-wracking. And that's okay. Like, it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be, like, not okay with being on the space. And that's fine. The important thing is how you handle it. Hello? Okay. I promise I know what I'm doing. I promise I'm good at my job. Listen, I'm good at being confident in things and being, presenting things. I'm not good with the technology stuff of it. Listen. Okay, so the key is of a good performance, in my personal opinion. This is what advice I give to people who are new at performing as an idol, new at performing as on masquerade stages. The big thing is faking it till you make it. This can literally be applied to everything. Anything you need to be confident for, anything you don't believe in yourself in, which you should believe in yourself at all times. Anything you don't fully believe in yourself in, you can absolutely do if you fake it. That's where I got to where I am because I used to not be comfortable on being on stage. I've had a lot of my friends not be comfortable with publicly, performing and stuff like that. But faking like you love it, faking like you know what you're doing, goes a long way. And how would anyone know? Lip syncing is your best friend. With performing on stage, it makes you look so much more professional. If you know what the song that you're performing is and you know what you're doing, even cutting performance out of the picture, if you're following a script from a pre-recorded audio, if you know exactly what they're saying when they're saying it, it goes a long way. We've all watched TikToks. Like, we all know this. When people don't lip sync fully to the audio that they're using, it doesn't come off as genuine. So it's always very, very important to, lip sync through these things. You can't see anyone anyway. It's not like a panel room where I can very, very clearly see everyone here. The lights are so bright at all times. You can't see anything at all. This was from when I did my first solo stage at Otakon last year. Very excited to perform again. It was very nerve-wracking. It was very fun. It was very, very, very fun, though. The big thing that I was really worried about was all of the lights in the room being on, because it's different performing with a group than being alone. And when you're alone, everything becomes scarier. So I was very pleasantly surprised to know that the spotlights on me drowned out every part of my vision anyway. So I didn't see anything, and I didn't have to worry about anybody staring at me or judging me. So that's always super fun. Practicing. Practice. Practice in front of a mirror. Practice in front of your stuffed animals. I know that's super cringe. I do it all the time. It helps. I promise it helps. I know everybody has stuffed animals at home. It's not weird. I love it. I have so many. I do it in front of them. It helps with the nerves. And practicing the things that you wouldn't think to practice, not only movements, but also facial expressions, because that goes a long way as well. If you're performing on stage and you know the movements and you're just standing there like the whole time, it's not going to be a fun watch. It's not going to be fun for the audience. It's not going to be fun for the judges. It's not going to be fun for you, ultimately. And then my biggest piece of advice to anybody who is competing or what have you, walk on stage in character. I was told a long time ago from one of my older acting teachers that your performance, people will start judging you the minute you walk in the room. The second you step on stage, you be in character. I have placed, and I am going to flex here. I have placed in every masquerade performance that I have ever done because I firmly believe that walking on stage in character sells it. It completely sells it. So with idol performances, as idols, the way that I would walk on stage is how that idol would present themselves as. We performed as Osomatsu-san. If you're familiar with what that is, what that is, it's a group of sextuplets who all live together. It's very funny. But each brother has a different personality. And we all walked on stage individually as these different personalities. We did place best in show. It was very fun. So walk on stage in character. Even if it doesn't feel right or it's not fully projected to the audience that that's what you're doing. If you go on stage with the intent that you are this character, you are in this, you're fully in this personality, it sells it for you, and it feels way better too. Instead of just walking on stage and existing and then getting off. You step on stage as a completely different person. It changes everything that you do. And more importantly, have fun. You know? That's the big thing, is having fun, because if you don't have fun with it, what's the point? We all do this for fun. We dress up as silly characters because it's fun. Nobody's forcing us to do it. We do it because it is fun. The torment of getting into everything and getting cosplays and spending all the money, it's fun. Performance and practicing for hours and hours and hours on end in the heat, in the cold, whatever, what have you, it's all for fun. Participating in contests is always only about having fun with it. If you look at it as a competition, you become out for blood, essentially, and it doesn't become fun for you. It doesn't become fun for your friends. It doesn't become fun for anybody else competing. So that's super important to remember with competing and confidence as well. Because if you're not having fun, then what's the point? So I have a bunch of idol friends. I'm very active in the community. And I asked, hey, gamers, what's one piece of advice you would give to somebody who's never been on stage before? Or what's one thing that you wished you knew before you stepped on stage for the first time? Because we've all done it. Whether you've performed in a masquerade or you've performed with your idol group, if you're an idol, you've performed before. So I was like, what's one thing that you would want to know before you stepped on stage for the first time? This is the answers they gave, which is super cool. Your performance starts when you walk in the door. I was so happy that somebody else said that because I was like, oh my God, that's my thing. So focusing on making facials and lip syncing is just as important and should be integrated to your practicing as the dance's singing is. If it's what you practiced, you can rely on your body. Your body's crazy. Did you know that? Your body's crazy. It can do this thing called muscle memory. And when you're scared and when you're nervous, if you know what you're doing, your body knows what you're doing, and it'll just go into autopilot, which is super fun. If you've ever experienced your body going into autopilot, it's crazy. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to be scared and nervous. It's okay. I promise it will be over, and I promise you will have fun doing it. I promise the fear and any kind of nerves will dissipate once you're on stage and you're comfortable. And one of the big things that I absolutely love that I didn't even think of is safety pins. Safety pin everything. Something will fly off. Safety pin everything. Every bow, every seam. Something's gonna happen, and you're not gonna like it. If it's safety pinned, you're good. It's always just a backup measure that's super, super good. So I have a very short presentation. Because I was like, I booked the 45 minutes, and I was gonna do a small performance, and I was like, no, the space would be too small, but like whatever. So I'll open things up to like questions and stuff if you have any for me or performing at all. I'll give a second for people to ask me questions and stuff, and then I won't take up any more of your time. So does anybody have any questions for me? Yeah, what's up? Thank you. Yes. Mhm. Well, if you sign up for a masquerade or cosplay contest or what have you, you usually have at least a month in advance, unless you're Otakon and you have 2 weeks and it's Maine. So with me personally, I will plan for masquerade performances months in advance. Like NecoCon in Hampton Roads, that will be in November. I already know what I am doing. I know what costumes I'm wearing. I know who I'm doing it with, and like I know what I'm doing. I already have that already planned out. So usually with performances like that, you already have the music planned out. Those time restraints are public. So you can plan how to cut your music, where to cut it. And coming at it from an idol standpoint, you have the choreography that you can follow and practice for months on end. From the craftsmanship standpoint, if you get those 2 minutes, from watching so many masquerades, if you fill it with character interactions, any kind of in-game audio or posing is always great. Posing will elevate everything instead of just walking on stage, spinning around, and then walking off. If you study character poses, everything goes way smoother. So that's what I do to prepare for these things, because it's not like an on-the-fly kind of situation. It's always pre-planned, unless you are a walk-on, which the rules are a little bit more different, which is not a bad thing. But usually audio is not prepared for you. I submitted audio, so I will be doing something later. I will be doing something later, so hopefully that goes okay. But I had to also ask, like, hey, is it okay to perform? Is it okay to do this? Because again, some cosplay contests don't advertise themselves as masquerades. I just like performing a lot. So I'll take any chance that I get. And asking isn't ever an issue. And the people at the gaming arena have been super awesome. Amber's been awesome with like accommodating with all of my audio and my struggles and stuff. So all you got to do is ask. If it's not clearly presented to you where to submit your audio or how to submit your audio, just shoot them an email. It's never an issue. It's never like going out of their way or whatever. It's always fun, and it elevates your performance way more. Any other questions? Okay, cool. Thank you guys so much for coming to my panel. This is my first panel ever, so I was a little bit nervous, which is so painfully ironic. But these are my socials if you would like to follow me. Yeah. My logo and stuff. Oh my God, it looks so good. I'm still not used to having a logo. It's so cool. Well, thank you guys so much. My name is Pepper. You can follow me at Scarlet Usagi on Instagram or Scarlet Usagi with 2 eyes on Twitter. I'm pretty active, and you can see all my idol escapades there too. So I'll hand it off to probably the next panelist that's setting up. Thank you guys so much.